Hello, and welcome back to another tutorial. This time I will take an old Macro-Elmarit-R for the Leica R. This is an APO-Macro-Elmarit-R 2.8 100mm. This part will only be the disassembled part, and then I will clean the aperture blades and system and make another film of the assemble part. So yeah, let's go ahead. Now this nice fine lens actually looks okay on the outside, of course, but it has been into water or water damage something, and well, the lens element yeah, could be better, but as you can see here, maybe there is some kind of yeah, not so good thing. But the real problem with this one, of course, the lens element is also a problem, but if I set the aperture ring to 22, I mean, you can see through this lens. But if I set it to something like 22, oh, nothing really happened. But if I move the back pin here for the aperture, oh, it will be a real nightmare. Can you see all the rusty inside? Well, maybe you better can see it here. Well, it's not damaged. I mean, in that way. I mean, it still works. So the only thing I have to do is take out the aperture system. And so how do we do that? Well, we need some tools, at least a pH-0. Actually, it is a JIS-0, JIS, Japan Industry Standard, where I have, this is a pH-0, but I have just filed and grinded the very sharp tip, so it fits perfect in screws. Also, we need a 1.2mm flathead screwdriver. It's good for the set screws, and some tweezers can be very handy. We need some rubber cones like those. This one is a rubber stopper, where you can buy them in shops where they sell things for home brewing, beers and wine and so on. It's good sticky rubber. This is a 47mm, and in the other end is 55, so it's very handy. And then I have dig out some rubber here, I try at least, and on the other end, so it can be used for, yeah, lens removing, lens element, nameplate and so on. And the other is the normal set of rubber cones, which you can buy on the internet. Search for rubber cone or Japan hobby tool or something. Thanks again, Richard. Now, it's also very handy to have some dentist tool like this, especially with this spade on the one end, and of course it has another shape on the other end. And those pointy tip is also very handy. A suction tool for the lens element is also very handy. Now, let's go ahead. And for the beginning, we begin with the plastic front cone here. And for that, we will take the rubber cone. And it fits perfect in here with the 47 millimeter. So I just stick it in and then move it. Of course, if you do not have the, you see, very handy. If you do not have the rubber tool, you could use a kind of a lens spinner to stick in here. It depends on what you have of tool. So that's it. Now there is also a retaining ring down here, but we need to actually unscrew those 4 screws here. There, 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 and there. And that's we just do with a crosshead screwdriver, and take care of the screwdriver fits perfect in the screw. And if there's some, I mean, sometimes they put Threadlocker on those screws, and one can use nail polish remover if they sit too tight. So, well, to be sure it sits correct, I just set a mark here. You can see here, just to be sure. I haven't found any repair manual for this lens, so yeah, you better do so. Now the front, this is the front ring here, has a set screw somewhere here, so we need to take out this ring here and unscrew it counterclockwise. So just, it can sit tight, but as you can see, it's not a problem here. There's no need for taking out the rubber, so doesn't matter, not in this case. So the next is to actually unscrew this ring, but we just need to loosen the set screw. There's no need to fully unscrew it. So and we do it with a 1.2 millimeter screwdriver. So just have one or two turns, and then unscrew this counterclockwise. So, and I set the mark here, which is very close to the actual ending point here. So I will loosen this, and it can sit tight, so I'll just use some rubber gloves, which is you can buy in garden center or hardware stores, and it's really handy because these rings sit tight. And then off it goes. You see, there are some tracks of where the screw has scratching the aluminium, but well, it's an old lens, so nobody expects that it should be new. Now I keep my gloves on. Then this this retaining ring here, there are two notches there and there, and for that we need a rubber tool. No, not a rubber tool. We need a lens spinner. This is an old one which I have filed and grind, so it actually fit okay here in those notches here. Take care of the lens element. Therefore it's good to have rubber tools on, and then unscrew it. And then I can just use my one of the other rubber tool to unscrew the retaining ring. It will make it a lot easier. So, and take care. There are two lens elements. So we do so. And take care of the lens element around here. So for that I will again use my rubber tool and put it in here and flip the lens over, and hopefully, because the fit is very tight, there was only one. This is the front, the very front element, lens element, but I also missed the other one. So I mean, it should come out, and it's not the lens element, the set screw here. No, it will be the because the fit sits very tight in here. So one can lift up, maybe with a spade. As you can see here. So it can be a little problem. So sometimes it's better to just put it in and then start over. And maybe if you maybe the other one here. Oh yeah, it's probably better. I mean, it should just pop in my hand. Not with good luck. Well, so we have to use two tools and probably get it. Okay, here we are. So, and this is the next front element. So it sits like something here, the front and the next element. We'll take that sooner, take it apart, but for now it's only the aperture I'm going after. Now to get into the actual blades, which you can see here, it works some well, it could be much better, but at the moment it's, as you can see here, really a lot of rust, but it's still working. There's still hope. So how do we actually get into this system? Yeah, I need to take out off the back, I mean the mount here, and for that I have written down a little description so you can read on it. And oh, do not need gloves anymore. To unmount the mount, unscrew the mount, there's only 4 screws that we need to take out. If I only want to take out the mount itself, I need to unscrew 8 screws. Actually 9, 10, 11. But so first I unscrew the thin plate here, the like trap or something, whatever it is, and it sits with 3 screws here, there, there, and there. So off with that with a flathead screwdriver. It's magnetic, so it's steel, and the screw heads are really short and small, so the screwdriver has to be good. And the last one. Now then I will lift it out. It's very thin, so take care. This is so. And it's made of plastic. Well, some things are made of plastic. So take care of the steel ball. If I remove the actual mount, but in this case I will not do it. So I only unscrew this screw. So we do it again. So unscrew this screw, this screw, this screw, and this screw. There's only 4, so it shouldn't be that hard. So we do so. They are long, as you will see, so long. And it goes straight into the lens body. And it's actually the screws that hold the lens in place. The rest of the 6 screws is actually only hold the mount to the inner ring, or the aperture system ring. So one can lift it out when but do it straight. Just lift it out gently. Of course, I forgot one thing. So I will go back to, so I forgot it has to stay on 2.8, the aperture. So when taking it out, I can just take it out straight, and I will explain why. And we do so. You see this plate here has to go over the tab here and straight in, because this plate here is actually the plate that push on the aperture plates in here. It's very, very heavy, but the reason why it should set on 2.8 was the spring here. So it's actually more important when you put the back here into the lens again, because if it's set to 22, the spring will not be in correct place, and it will touch the area here and get the aperture sticky. So that's why. Sorry for that, but so it is. Now there is a little plastic ring here, which was in this lens was loose. You see this plastic thing here is a kind of a, what do you say, a kind of a light trap. So it just come out. Remember how it sit? So that's it. Now this is the pin that actually moved the aperture plates in place here. Or as you can see here. So how do we actually get further into this lens? Well, there is one set screw here. I mean, there was one here, but this one is actually hold the whole aperture system in here, holding in place. So before disassemble this part here, taking that part out, you will need to set some mark, just like I have done here. So one on this part here, and one on the inside of this tube. I make one scratch here, but I found out okay, it will be easier to set two marks. So I'm sure where it sits. So because when you put things back in, you know exactly how the aperture setting will be when you put this assembly in here. Now we unscrew, no, we loosen it. Only 2 turns for this set screw, and then we can press the whole aperture assembly with the back, with the lens here. We can press it out. So just press on the here and just push it out. So you see, somebody has been into the lens before, of course, maybe some years ago, but there is a line here, so I think one person has just trying to push it out, but it's not possible. I mean, you can damage the thing, so therefore it's necessary to just loosen the screw. But here it comes out, and yeah, this is how it looks, the focusing system. You see, the 2 pins down here, this pin and this pin, goes into those 2 notches, on one there and one there. So it cannot be set, it can only sit correct, but just take care of the two marks here, and of course the two marks here, so I know where where you will end up with the correct aperture setting. Now before actually taking out the aperture system here, one need to be sure you have set some marks, because this ring here that hold the blades and this pin here can actually rotate. So how do you think the aperture will be when it sits correct? Yeah, before I take it out, I simply set some mark here, one there and one there, so I know it goes to the edge of each side here, but also because the inner ring, which will be this one, just to be sure where things sits correct. To take out the aperture assembly, there are 3 set screws around here, one there, there and there, and then we will only loosen it. That's the only thing we do with a 1.2mm screwdriver. So there, and this one, and this one. So now the aperture system is actually loose. So taking it out, you just need to push on this pin. Maybe the set screws need half a turn off counterclockwise if they are not loose enough. Something like that. And then we just take it out. So this is how it looks. Wow, a lot of, not really damage, but yeah, corroded aluminium. But the lens element looks actually okay, but yeah, that's another story. Now then we are actually in the aperture system, the aperture assembly, and there are some parts that we need to disassemble. I mean, since I do not have a repair manual for this one, I set marks around here. One for this part of, you see, there is a kind of a ball bearing that actually the whole system works on. But to come into it, we need to take out the lock ring here and the plate, the spacer here, and then we can actually take it out. Where is it? Where? You see, don't push too much on the on this spring. It's very soft. And it's easier with the spade. Dentist tool is actually very good. So if you can get in touch with those or buying them on the internet, this is a brand called Zenit, which is actually Danish. It's a very good steel, but I think there are other tools around. Now So, and the spring is off. Then the spacer here. I don't know what the small hole in here is actually meant to be used for. I simply don't know. It's not used for anything in this lens. Yeah. To get into the ball bearing here, I need to unscrew the 4 screws around here and then take care of the steel ball. There are actually, let's see, 4, 6, 9, around 9 or 10 steel balls around here. But I could better do taking out the plates itself by unscrew the 3 screws around here, one there, there, and there. And then the plates are actually free. They are tiny, so take care of them. And the last one. Well, let's see if it's, when we put the plates in again, I think I will just set it to full open, like we have here. And then just do so. I actually set a mark here, so I know where this ring will sit before I take it out. So I set a mark here, this mark here, as you probably can see, there, because the ring is actually free at the moment, so I can move it. So it's better to know when you put the things back in again. So the only thing I do now is actually to lift out this ring here. Take care of the plates. I mean, in this case they are maybe a little worn out. Maybe, maybe not. Some rusty thingy. So, and I mean, it should work. Yeah, I think it was a good lens sometimes in the past, but I think it will be okay again, hopefully. So let's see if we can It's not easy with rust or corroded aluminium, but hopefully it will work. I mean, normally it shouldn't be that huge problem to take it out, but let's see how it will go. We're almost there, and then it's time for something rusty blades. So this is how it looks. Oh, how should it sit in? Yeah, you see, it's good when you take things apart, before you take it apart, to set marks here. I mean, this one could also sit over here, but it will not fit, I think. So therefore, remember to set marks, or with a pen or a tool or whatever. See, so this is how it looks inside. And let's see how the blades actually is. And I would guess they have seen better. They're all the same. Oh, it sticks a bit. I think I will need to put this those aperture blade into something petrol or white spirit or something like that, to, or isopropyl alcohol could be also, but let's just take him out. Take care, take good care. Well, it will be a challenge. So this is why I actually made me a tool yesterday. This is a tweezer that I have filed and grind and bent, so it would be easier to actually working with the blades, as you can see here. And it actually works okay. You see, I'm more directly pointed the tweezer than if I use a normal tweezer. It would be something like that, and well, it also works, but this tool seems to be much better. So, well, I think there is still life in this lens. I mean, the aperture system. At least they are not damaged so much, so it cannot work. So, and the last one. Now, whew, that was it. And now into the ball bearing part, which also needs some care. I set my mark here, so I know where things sit. And remember, take care of the small steel balls. They are tiny. So, this is how it is at the moment, and I think I would put a finger onto here just to take care if it doesn't just fall out. Now, where's my tweezers in there? So lift out the actual ring here, if it's possible. Guess. So that was one ring, and of course I've been into the lens before to take care to find out how it looks. I also set a mark here so I exactly know how should this ring face, because as you can see there, the inner edge on one side is different. So this side here is for the ball, and of course the other ring down here is also the other half part of the bearing. Now there are 3 balls here, there, and there's only 2 there, and there are 2, no, there's actually 3. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14 small steel balls. So, but they are kind of a spacer in here. So this pin, oh, now the ball begins to run. Oh wow, great fun. Take really care of those tiny balls. So, I mean, I don't think it's that important to where the steel balls sit, just that they are there, all of them. If they are magnetized, I would guess one could use the screwdriver, yes, and that's fine. It'll be a lot easier to take them up from the holes. There was also one there. Smart. But the spacers between the balls are not magnetized. Looks like it's made of plastic or something. So all 3, one at a time, at one time. So and here we are. There was one more. It'll be interesting to put them back in again. Okay, I think we can just pop it out. So, and here they are in their tiny garden. They're surrounded by a ring, so I know where it is. That's fine, and everything is okay. Yeah. So then I can just take out this. It's made of plastic. Okay. Well, maybe it's good. And there's something here that It looks like it's only one part. I would guess it was two parts, but it looks like it's only one part. Yeah. And then the last ring. And how we do that? So, and out it comes, and I know exactly how things was put in, so there's no problem to put things back in again. But now it's time to cleaning. So I will be back. I think I will clean it with some blend of isopropyl alcohol, and yeah. So let's see sooner.